Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, you're on mute.
In America, it may sometimes be very chilly in the morning, and that may make taking one's morning bath a little difficult. But does that mean that those who are devotees will stop taking their prescribed morning bath? No. Even if it is chilly, they must take this regular bath. The duty must be done, even if there's a little suffering involved. That is called tapasya or austerity. Tapasya means that we must proceed with our business of Krishna consciousness despite all the dangers and calamities of this world. This is called tapasya or voluntary acceptance of difficulties of life. So clearly, Prabhupada is defining tapasya means that taking some austerities to do our Krishna conscious activities. Mm. Sometimes those who have undertaken strict vows of tapasya will ignite a ring of fire all around themselves. And in the scorching heat of the sun in the hot summer, they will sit down in the midst of that fire and meditate. Similarly, in the chilly cold of winter, they will immerse themselves in water up to the neck and meditate. Such vows are prescribed in strict systems of tapasya. But Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu does not give us such a prescription. Instead, he gives us a very nice program: chant, dance, and take prasada, food offered first to Lord Krishna. But still, we are unwilling. We are so fallen that we cannot accept even this tapasya. What is the tapasya here? Tapasya here is to take only prasada. Although this kind of tapasya is very easy to perform and very pleasant, susukham kartum avyayam, still we are not agreeable. We may even prefer to rot in the street. Some people prefer to drink and have sex and live in the street. So what can be done? So simple program. Kirtanam, prasada. That's all. The Krishna conscious movement is giving all facilities so that people may come here, chant, dance, live very peacefully, take Krishna prasada and be happy. But people will not accept it. That is called misfortune. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, portraying the people of this age, therefore said, I am so unfortunate that I have no attachment for chanting Hare Krishna. Lord Chaitanya prayed, Nam Namakari Bahuta Nija Sarva Shaktis Tatrarpita Niyamita Smaranena Kalaha. Etadrishi Tava Kripa Bhagavan Mamapi Durtaiva Mitrishamiha Janinanuragaha. Krishna, the transcendental holy name of God, has all potencies, Lord Chaitanya said. Nam Akari Bahuda Nija Sarva Shaktis. Krishna has unlimited potencies, and similarly in the holy name of Krishna, there are unlimited potencies. Krishna has thousands and thousands of names, of which the name Krishna is the chief. And there are no hard and fast rules for chanting. It is not that one must chant at a certain time. No, at any time one may chant. Furthermore, Krishna's name is identical with Krishna himself. Therefore, the holy name of Krishna is Krishna. So this Nama Chintamani Krishna's Chaitanya Rasa Vigraha Purna Shuddho Nitya Mukta Abhinnatvan Nama Namino. Nama and Nami are abhinna. They're non-different because they're all transcendental. So sometimes people, when they're chanting, they think of some form of the Lord, or we don't have to, or they think about they write in their mind like Krishna's names, like Nama, and they focus on the Nama, on seeing the Nama letters, alphabets written. But this is all not required. Nama itself is Krishna. Nama is non-different, is identical with Krishna. So simply Nama, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Rama. So these three names, when we are taking, we should remember that they are non-different from Krishna himself. That is why the chanting process is so powerful, because it brings us directly in touch with Krishna. And we don't have to do anything else during chanting but to simply pronounce clearly and hear attentively. That's all we have to do. And when we do that, that is service, and that brings us in touch with Krishna. So Prabhupada is explaining further. We should not think that Krishna is living in his abode, Goloka Vrindavana, and that his name is different from him. Mm. In the material world, of course, in the material conception, a name is different from the fact it represents. Which means that, for example, if you are feeling thirsty, if you keep saying water, 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 the word water will not quench your thirst. You have to take water and drink it. But in the absolute world, there are no such differences. The name is as potent as Krishna is. We have a tongue, and if we use this tongue to chant Hare Krishna, we should immediately come directly in touch with Krishna. Because the name Krishna and the person Krishna are not different. We may think that Krishna is far, far away, but in fact, Krishna is within us. He is far away, but at the same time, he is the nearest. But even if we think that Krishna is far, far away, his name is present. We can chant Hare Krishna and Krishna will immediately become available. Krishna is available in this easy way for which there are no hard and fast rules. We can chant at any time and immediately get Krishna. Just see the mercy of Krishna. So for the chanting process, we have to just have faith first that Krishna's name is non-different from Krishna. So when we are chanting, every name we are chanting, we are directly in touch with Krishna. So first we should have this faith. Second, we should chant with attention. That's all we have to do. If we do this, then we can experience the mercy of Krishna. We can experience Cheto Darpanam Arjanam. Heart will change simply by doing this. Having faith that Nama is non-different from Krishna and trying to chant with attention. That's all we have to do. Therefore, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, Etadrishi tava kripa bhagavan mamapi durdaivam idrisham ihajani nanuragaha. My dear Lord, you have given me such generous facilities by which to contact you. But I am so unfortunate that I have no attachment for these things. I have attachment for so many other things, but I have no attachment for chanting Hare Krishna. This is my misfortune. So we should chant. We should chant as much as possible. As much as possible means, of course, see, we have our daily sadhana. We have to do our regular minimum commitment of chanting. Then we have to do Shravanam. We have to do Kirtanam if possible. Everybody should do at least, they should do Mangalarti at home. Then they should do Guru Puja, Sandhya Arti, even if it is a minimalistic process, but still, people in the house should come together and chant Hare Krishna. So that's all the process is actually. Simple process, right? Krishna is so magnanimous that he is present before us by the transcendental vibration of his name, which has all the potencies of Krishna himself. And if we remain in contact with that name, we shall get all the benefits of Krishna's benedictions. But we have to remain in contact with the name. But still we are not inclined to chant the Hare Krishna mantra. This is our misfortune. Sometimes devotees are okay sitting in kirtan for hours or hearing kirtan for hours, but they can't do chanting. That means basically that they are not attached to the nama, but they are attached to the musical aspect of the kirtana. Which is okay, hopefully one day it might bring them to being attached to nama, provided they are doing kirtana or hearing kirtana in the association of pure devotees. If they're hearing from other devotees who are also still in the raga tala stage, meaning though the person who is doing the kirtana, if he is not attached to the nama, then we will also not get the taste. So that is why anything that we do in Krishna consciousness should be in the association of pure devotees. If you are hearing, we should hear from pure devotees. If you are doing kirtanam, we should do kirtanam in the association of pure devotees. Because then the bhakti that is there in their heart will get transferred to us. Prabhupada says somewhere saying that this is infectious. This infection is good. A devotee, however, is never disturbed by dangers, reverses, or calamities. Rather, he welcomes them. Because he is a surrendered soul, he knows that both dangers and festivals are but different demonstrations of Krishna, who is absolute. But this is very difficult to digest. That even the dangers, reverses, calamities are also Krishna. In the Shastra, the Vedic literature, it is said that religion and irreligion, which are complete opposites, are merely the front portion and back portion of God. But is there any difference between God's front and God's back? God is absolute, and therefore a devotee, either in opulence or in danger, is undisturbed, knowing that both of these are Krishna. When a devotee is in danger, he thinks, now Krishna has appeared before me as danger. In his form of Narsimhadev, the Lord was dangerous to the demon Hiranyakashipu. But the same Narsimhadev was the supreme friend to the devoted Prahlad Maharaj. God is never dangerous to the devotee, and the devotee is never afraid of dangers because he is confident that danger is but another feature of God. Why should I be afraid? The devotee thinks, I am surrendered to him. So this is the mood that we have to develop when we are in danger, reverses, calamities. Why should I be afraid? I am surrendered to him. Therefore, Kunti Devi says, Vipada Santu, let there be calamities. Vipada Santu Ta Shashvat. Let all those calamities happen again and again because she knows how to remember Krishna at times of danger. She is welcoming danger. My dear Lord, she says, I welcome dangers because when dangers come, I can remember you. When Prahlada Maharaja's father was putting him into dangerous predicaments, Prahlada was always thinking of Krishna. So if we are put into a dangerous position and that danger gives us an impetus to remember Krishna, that is welcome. Oh, I'm getting this opportunity to remember Krishna. Why is this welcome? It is welcome because seeing Krishna, remembering Krishna means advancing in spiritual life so that we will not have to suffer any more of these dangers in the future. Tyaktva deham punarjanma naiti mameti sorjuna. If one becomes advanced in Krishna consciousness, the result will be that after giving up the body, Tyaktva deham, one will not have to take birth again in this material world. Punarjanma naiti. This is to be desired. Suppose I am very comfortable at the present moment. My body may be comfortable, but there will be death and then another birth. After giving up my present body, if I get the body of a cat or a dog, what is the meaning of my comfortable position? Death is sure, and after death, one must surely accept another body. We may not know what kind of body we shall get, but we can know from the Shastra, the Vedic literature. The Shastra says that according to our particular mentality, we will get a particular kind of body. Although I may be in a comfortable position, if I keep myself in the mentality of a dog, I shall get my next life as a dog. Therefore, what is the value of this comfortable position? I may be in a comfortable position for 20 years, 30 years, 50 years, or at the most 100 years. Yet, if when I give up this body, my mentality causes me to become a cat or a dog or a mouse, what is the benefit of this comfortable position? But people do not consider this. They think, especially in the present age, I am now in a comfortable position. I have enough money and a good estate. I have ample comforts and enough food. When this body is finished, I am not going to take birth again. So as long as I'm living, let me enjoy life. This is those people who think that this is life is there to enjoy and there's nothing after death. This is the modern philosophy of hedonism, but it does not correspond to the facts. Kunti, however, is aware of birth and death and she is anxious not to repeat this process. This is indicated by the words Apunar Bhavadarshanam. If one always sees Krishna, one is in Krishna consciousness. For Krishna consciousness means always thinking of Krishna. One's consciousness should be absorbed in Krishna thought. Therefore, the spiritual master gives different varieties of engagements to devotees in Krishna consciousness. So this is very important. Right? Spiritual master gives different varieties of engagements and the disciple takes up those engagements. That is the whole idea of initiation. For example, under the direction of the spiritual master, the devotees may sell books in Krishna consciousness. But if the devotees think that the energy invested in selling books should be diverted into selling jewelry, that is not a very good idea. See, this is very, very important. Sometimes devotees actually they create their own speculative seva, and they think this is good, this is approved by my guru. But it might not be. Like Prabhupada is giving, selling jewelry. Oh, let's get money to the temple. Okay, let's sell jewelry. That's not a very good idea. Then they would become nothing more than jewelers. We should be very much careful not to be diverted from Krishna consciousness. Even if there is danger or suffering in Krishna consciousness, we should tolerate it. We should even welcome such danger, and we should pray in appreciation to Krishna. We should pray in appreciation, uh, not we should not feel we should not call out to Krishna saying, Krishna, why are you giving me this trouble? No, we should pray in appreciation, because every opportunity to remember Krishna is benedictory. How should we pray? Tattenu kampam susamikshamaanaha. My dear Lord, it is your great mercy that I have been put into this dangerous position. This is the viewpoint of a devotee. He doesn't regard danger as danger. Rather, he thinks it is Krishna's mercy. What kind of mercy? Bhunjana evatma kritam vipakam. Because of my past activities, I was meant to suffer very much, but you are mitigating that suffering and giving me only a little. In other words, by the grace of Krishna, a devotee may receive only token punishment. In court, an important man is sometimes found to be a culprit, and the judge may be able to fine him $100,000 and know that the man can pay it. But he may tell the man, "You must give 1 cent." That is also punishment, but it is greatly minimized. Similarly, we have to suffer for our past deeds. That is a fact, and we cannot avoid it. But karmani nirdahati kintu cha bhakti bhajam. The sufferings of those who engage in devotional service in Krishnam consciousness are minimized, and eventually they come to an end also. For example, one may have been destined to be killed, but instead of being killed with a knife, he may instead get some little cut on his finger. See, look at this. Such an exaggerated statement it looks like, right? But literally, Prabhupada is also saying here that one whose lifespan was over, he can just get away with a little cut. In this way, for those who engage in devotional service, the reactions of past activities are minimized. Now we can imagine that though the reactions of past activities are minimized, and we are still, if we are not able to tolerate our suffering, just imagine if the full suffering were to be given to us, what would happen to us? So we should be thankful to Krishna, saying, "Oh Krishna, you are so merciful. You are reducing this suffering." Lord Krishna assures his devotees, "Aham tvam sarva papebhya mokshayishyami." I shall give you protection from the reactions of sinful life. So even if a devotee has a history of very grievous criminal activities behind him, instead of being killed, he may only get a little cut on his finger. Why then should a devotee fear danger? We should simply depend on Krishna consciousness. Because if we live Krishna consciously under all circumstances, we shall not return to this material world. Apanar bhava darshanam. If we repeatedly think of Krishna, see Krishna, read of Krishna, work for Krishna, and somehow or the other remain in Krishna consciousness, we benefit in such a way that we shall be saved from taking birth again in the material world. That is true benefit. But if we become a little comfortable because of other materialistic engagements, and we forget Krishna and have to take birth again, then what is our benefit? We should be very careful about this. We should act in such a way that our Krishna consciousness can under no circumstances be disturbed. See, this is very, very important. Our Krishna consciousness can under no circumstances be disturbed. Even if there is heavy suffering. Wow. That is icing to the cake. Prabhupada is saying even if there is heavy suffering, there should not be any disturbance to our Krishna consciousness. Oh, heavy. See, these statements, they might really look impossible for many of us to follow, but we have to understand clearly Prabhupada is, uh, yesterday I was hearing some Prabhupada's talks. This was like 2 days before he left his this mortal vision, right? Like 13th, 14th November 1977. And I was just hearing the tone, the mood, the jolly mood in which Prabhupada is preaching. It, I mean, nobody could have imagined. I mean, if somebody has seen the video of Prabhupada lying down on his bed and, and then hear this doesn't seem like any connection at all. Meaning, it almost sounds like normal, uh, days when Prabhupada was preaching. Doesn't look like, nobody can imagine that he was actually bedridden or he was about to leave his body or anything like that. So he's showing by example that one should remain undisturbed even if there is heavy suffering. Before winning the battle of Kurukshetra, all the Pandavas were put into many dangers as already described in the previous verses. They were given poison, they were put into house of lac that was later set afire, and sometimes they were even confronted with great man-eating demons. They lost their kingdom, they lost their wife, they lost their prestige, and they were exiled to the forest. But throughout all those dangers, Krishna was there. When the Kauravas were trying to strip Draupadi naked, Krishna was there supplying cloth to protect her honor. Krishna was always there. Therefore, when the Pandavas went to see their grandfather Bhishma Dev on his deathbed, Bhishma Dev began to cry. These boys, my grandsons, are all very pious, he said. Maharaja Yudhishthir, the oldest of the brothers, is the most pious person. He is even called Dharmaraja, king of religion. Bhima and Arjuna are both devotees, and they're such powerful heroes that they can kill thousands of men. Their wife Draupadi is directly the goddess of fortune, and it has been enjoined that wherever she is, there will be no scarcity of food. Thus, they all form a wonderful combination, and moreover, Lord Krishna is always with them, but still they are suffering. Thus, he began to cry, saying, I do not know what is Krishna's arrangement, because such pious devotees are also suffering. Bhishma Dev says that nobody can understand the will of Krishna. Nobody can understand. Only Krishna knows. So Bhishma Dev is feeling bad. Such pious devotees are also suffering. If such pious devotees only are suffering, what about us? How pious are we compared to all these great devotees? So we should understand, yes, I'm fallen state, I'm suffering, but we should remember, oh, this should have been much, much more. Krishna is so merciful that he has just given me a sample. And have faith in Krishna and just continue to remain Krishna conscious. That is the sum and substance. Tattenu kampam susamikshamana. Therefore, we should not think because I become a devotee, there will be no danger or suffering. I was in this illusion when I came to Krishna consciousness. Prahlad Maharaja suffered greatly, and so did other devotees like the Pandavas and Haridas Thakur. But we should not be disturbed by such sufferings. We should have firm faith, firm conviction, knowing Krishna is present. He will give me protection. Don't try to take the benefit of any shelter other than Krishna. Always take to Krishna. So he will give protection. See, actually, all these devotees, Pandavas, Haridas Thakur, Prahlad Maharaj, Dhruva Maharaj, Krishna protected. Krishna protected their physical existence, their material existence, their bhakti, everything Krishna protected. And so that is Krishna's assurance. I will protect you. Don't worry. Ma Suchaha. Don't try to take the benefit of any shelter other than Krishna. Meaning, even if we go to a doctor, we should remember that, oh, if that medicine is working, that is Krishna. So actually, in Vedic way of life, when they used to take medicine, they used to chant Vishnu, Vishnu, Vishnu to bring consciousness, saying that, oh, this is Vishnu's mercy. If this medicine works, that is Vishnu's mercy. In Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna says, Kaunteya pratijani janihi name bhakta pranashyati. My dear Arjuna, you may declare to the world that my devotee is never vanquished. Now one may ask, why did Krishna advise Arjuna to declare this? Why did he not declare it himself? The answer is that if Krishna himself made this declaration, it might be suspect, because Krishna sometimes violates his own promise. But the promise of a devotee will never be violated. This is Krishna's concern. Oh, my devotee has declared this. I must see that his word is kept. This is Krishna's position because of his affection for his devotee. Therefore, Lord Krishna said, you declare it. If I declare it, people may not believe it. But if you declare it, they will believe you because you are a devotee. Even though Krishna may break his own promise, he wants to see that the promises of his devotees are fulfilled. This is Krishna's Bhakta Vatsalya. He's so dear, devotees are so dear to him that he is ready to break his own promise, but he will upkeep promise of devotees. And uh, Krishna himself is telling Arjuna, saying that you tell, Name Bhakta Pranashiti, you tell that my devotee will not be vanquished. That means Krishna will protect surrendered devotees. There is no doubt. Therefore, we must take to Krishna consciousness and adhere to this consciousness under all circumstances, even in the most dangerous position. We must keep our faith in Krishna's lotus feet, then there will be no danger. And this faith is what? Rakshishati Vishwaso. Avashya Rakshibe Krishna. Rakshishati Vishwaso. Krishna will protect. Whatever be our situation, however adverse, however bad it may be, we should have the faith that Krishna will protect. Why? Because Krishna has given a vow. He's made Arjuna tell, Name Bhakta Pranashyati. My devotee will never be vanquished. So which means that when we are going through some suffering, we only have to realize one thing. What is the reason why Krishna wants me to go through this? If Krishna desires, he can put an end to my suffering in a moment. But if he is letting it happen, what is the reason? What does he want me to learn? That has to be our only contemplation. Not that we lose faith and think, oh, Krishna has given up on me because I'm not such a great devotee. No, Krishna has given this promise. If we have surrendered, if we are depending on Krishna, then Krishna takes it upon him to protect us. There is no question of qualification of the devotee, etc., etc. Nothing. Simply the qualification is our faith in Krishna's words. That our faith in Krishna, our dependence on Krishna, that's all is the qualification. So if we just keep this faith, then there will be no danger because Krishna will protect. Krishna will protect. But Krishna is very, very concerned that he doesn't protect us in a way such that we will come back to this material world. So he will protect in such a way that the learnings that we have to get from a situation also we end up getting. So that is why intelligence is to really be try to understand, saying that why this suffering for me, what is the learning, what material attachment should I give up, or which anartha am I stuck. Because of this, Krishna is allowing this suffering to come upon me. Then if we are not able to understand it ourselves, then we should talk to other devotees who have read Prabhupada's books, who can understand, see things as it is. And we should try to understand. That is why Srila Rupa Goswami says that, we should, in Upadeshamrita, that we should at least have one devotee with whom we should be open. We should be open about our position. It's not that we have to go about, making, telling out in loudspeaker our fallen condition or our whatever our problems are, etc. But there should be at least one devotee to whom we should be open and discuss. Of course, we should know the qualification of the devotee. His that he'll keep things confidential, etc., etc. His qualification, and then we should find such a devotee, and then we should open ourselves up, our mind, our inner anarthas, which Mostly we are very, we don't want to reveal these things to everybody, right? But Rupa Goswami says that Guhyam Akhyati Pruchati. We should have at least one devotee uh, with whom we should be open about our position, and the naked truth should we should be able to put out in front of them. Of course, I mean, if that person can be the guru, then that is the best, but of course might not have access to guru and at all, not at all times. So somebody who is a representative of our guru is the best person. Representative meaning whom the guru trusts, saying that okay, this person, uh, I know that he or she is thinking, or he understands my position and will be able to represent me in all circumstances. Such a person, but we should have. So this beautiful, one more beautiful verse purport comes to an end. And so these two verses we should read again and again, I think, 7 and 8. Okay, I'll stop here. Anybody has any comments, questions? Any comments from anybody?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, you said that we should always associate with the pure devotee.
Yeah.
So then we will feel the effect of bhakti. So how there are so many devotees, how to understand like who is a pure devotee?
Yeah, so first thing is we should have read Prabhupada's books to know who is a pure devotee, who is not a pure devotee. So simplistically put, a pure devotee is one whose whole existence is just to please Krishna, Guru and Krishna. That's all. He doesn't have any vested interest. He doesn't have any personal interest. And it's very easy to recognize when we speak to different devotees, we'll understand what is coming out of their mouth. You talk to so many devotees, they'll be talking about business, they'll be talking about some, material property or position or this and that, or, material things. They'll be talking about material things. Then you know that, okay, this person may not be, because what we think is what we speak, right? What our internal is what our external should be. Of course, some people are very expert in thinking something, saying something else. We should anyway be away from such people, right? Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur says that this is hypocrisy. We should keep away from devotees who are hypocrites. We should be able to find that out also. Krishna will give us that fine intelligence. So when we are in the association of devotees, what are the thoughts? What thoughts go on in our mind? For example, if you are in the association of devotees, being in their association, you are also thinking, okay, I want to do more progress. I want to do more bhakti. If these are the only thoughts that are coming into your mind, then it possibly means that that devotee or those devotees are pure. Right? If you are in the association of some devotees wherein these thoughts are not coming to your mind, it might be neutral. You may just say, okay, whatever my position, however I want to do, I will be like that kind of thought is coming, then it might not be the best association. And if you are in the association of devotees where only material thoughts are coming to your mind, then you know that it's the worst association to get. So we should be able to recognize this based on what influence that association is having on our consciousness. A very simple thing actually to find out. In fact, Prabhupada created ISKCON to create only such devotees. But unfortunately, we don't find such devotees in abundance. But they are there. Definitely they are there. Yeah, Rohini Mataji, you may say something. Why Krishna didn't stop Kauravas to trouble Pandavas? Ratha Yatra. No, I don't know. Maybe there's something else. than protecting them after the trouble. But you answered me, we could not understand. Is there any other hidden answer by Prabhupada? No, Prabhupada is clearly saying, I mean, even in this one, it is impossible. It is not possible to understand because Krishna protects his devotees. See, when Krishna, specifically with Pandavas, it's very clear because to show to the world, Krishna always teaches the world through his most dear devotees. So he takes them as, he puts them into those situations to demonstrate that great behavior. Like Prabhupada was put through so much difficulty to glorify. That is for those great devotees. But for what about for us? For us, it is just for our purification. It is for our purification. But for those great devotees, it is just for their glorification. And for us to learn from looking at their examples. Many devotees think, oh, why these are all great devotees? Why should I bother about? I mean, this is not relevant for me. No, but these great devotees are being put through these situations just to teach us. So
Thank
that
you.
is that is the only answer I have heard so far from Prabhupada's books. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. Anybody else with any other thoughts? Okay, then we'll close here. Shila Guru Shila Prabhupada ki jai vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhyo cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.